All right, mic check, mic check. Don't try to compare us to another fad little bad. I'm the Mac and I'm bad. Give you something that you never had. I make you jump, jump, wriggle and shake your rump. Cause I be kicking the lyrics that make you wanna jump. How high, real high, cause I'm dressed so fly. A young, lovable, huggable type of guy. And everything is to the back with a little slack. Cause inside out is biggity, biggity, biggity whack. Boom! Classic, classic, crisscross, Mac Daddy, Daddy Mac, rest in power. What up? Hello, America. Hello, world. Hello, you. It is your new best friend, Cashmere, California, and this is the Pod is Good podcast, aka the notorious PIG, episode 63. Pod is Good, and all the time. If you know, you know. If you don't, keep listening. You will learn today. Prepare to feel empowered. Prepare to go on a journey from someone who has an incredible story. An incredible story. You know those type of superhero stories. That's exactly what we're going to talk about today. Turning something into your superpower. And today's guest will tell you exactly how she did that and how you can do the same thing for yourself. Without further ado, let's get it going. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pot is Good studio, Miss Audra Bryant.
What's up?
Welcome.
Hey. Okay,
Well,
first of all, wait. First of all, I just want to say,
what?
um,
What?
you was doing my jam. You was doing my jam in the
Oh,
intro.
yeah, yeah.
Saying, cause I'm the Miggity Mac Daddy. Cause I'm the
Oh, you was
Miggity.
ready for that part?
I'm telling you,
Good
like
morning.
that was the part where I was like, okay, so I think I'm destined to be a rapper because I feel like I could get the Miggity Mac out of my mouth. So I was very excited about that. So I just
I
want to
get
let
that.
you know.
Hey, that's a big part is getting what's up here out your mouth. If you can get the miggity, and actually knock, come on, man.
Man, I'm like, you just
Come on.
winning in the game,
You know, but you know what happened? You know who
uh-huh.
ruined it for you? The
Hmm.
brat. Cause see, you see how JD he went and got he didn't know. There was
Mm.
an AB out there. He went and got the brat. There was an A
It was
JD, you
the
messed up.
AB, and I would have just been like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't even know about this. I was about to
I don't
go to
even
the
know.
studio, but I was kind of young at the time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
technically, I mean, but then again, you
I
had a little
mean,
powwow and stuff. So
I mean,
I
and they was talking about comparing us to another little fad. They was talking about the boys. They was young.
that was young, right? They just needed to see about me because I was nickety macking it. So
I
sorry, I
love
just
it.
had to say that. I just had to
I
say that.
love it.
You took me back. So
Welcome, welcome to the show.
thank you.
I'm very excited about what we're gonna talk about. I apologize that we took a little long. You know that systems, man. It's like you can't get around there being complications and glitches. Just it's just part of life nowadays.
Man, when I say complications and glitches have been my life in the past couple weeks, I'm telling you, I am
It's just-
telling you, God is good.
God
But
is
at the
good.
same time, it's
Yeah,
like, woo child.
yeah,
Hashtag woo child. That is what that is.
yeah. It's one of those. It's one
Yeah.
of those. All right, so I know you weren't ready for this, but we're
Okay.
gonna start out with a top five list before we get into all of it, all of the story, all of the journey. We're gonna start with a top five list. I want to know your top five female rap MCs of all time.
Oh my. Okay.
There you go.
So first of all, I just want to preface this by saying I am not a rap historian, and if I am leaving out amazing queens of the hip hop era,
Uh,
pardon me.
that was
Okay,
smart right there. That was smart because now you got them. They off you now. It's like,
that's what
hey,
I'm saying. Because
I
I'm like,
told
I don't want no smoke with nobody. Because you know what I'm saying.
you. Hey,
I'll go to the studio with you and spit some rhymes because I didn't get to miggity mack it. So you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So anywho, let's get to it.
Yeah.
I will say this. I will think of a song, and I feel like this song is a song that brings people together,
Okay.
and it made my heart smile so much, and I just remember it so with so many wonderful memories, and that's UNITY.
Hey.
UNITY, that's the unity.
Hey.
UNITY. So Queen
The
Latifah,
black miner from the now to infinity. That's
now
fire.
you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
and that talked about some real stuff.
Yep.
And then of course we have to talk about Lauren Hill. We gotta give it to Lauren because, like, come on, with we singing and rapping and all the things. Are we doing all the things up in
All of
here?
it. Hold on,
Oh,
let's be honest. Hold on. Your first two is hitting. I don't know if you needed that
okay,
little prelude that you started with. I don't think you need that.
okay, okay,
Okay. Okay. Where else we
okay,
going? Where else we going?
okay. So where are we going?
Uh-huh.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
okay,
There's a lot of them out there. I can shoot you.
okay,
You want me to tell you
okay.
some names? You want?
So then we talking about, like, I mean, we gotta talk about MC Light. We
There
gotta
you
talk about
go.
MC Light.
There you go.
And
Okay.
what I love is, like, MC Light was like, and guess what? Now I'm announcing all the things, all the shows. This is my voice. Hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you're
You,
still making it happen.
that little box you tried to keep me in, like, no, I'm not. I'm not made for that little box.
Exactly. She's like,
I'm not made for
I
that
am
little box.
versatile. She is versatile.
Fire.
Okay. Top five. Top five is what we doing.
That's three.
Okay.
That's three.
All right.
You got two more
Dang.
artists. Let's
Why
just
y'all doing this to
let's
me?
ponder.
This is too much pressure.
Be some other female artists that, man, when they came on, you just like whether they represented the West Coast, maybe you heard them rapping with somebody else, maybe they held their own with the male. Like, I mean, it had to be somebody.
Hmm. Okay. I will say this.
Uh-huh.
If we're talking about, you know what?
There it
I
is.
gotta say this. I
There it
gotta
is.
say this because
Find
I
it.
feel like she just, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe the longevity wasn't there in ways that we may have desired. But I
Okay.
felt like Rod Digger was like doing her.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yo, not everybody thinks of Rod Digger. Rod Digger was one of them.
Yeah.
Rod Digger was one of them. Like I agree. Like she was one of those artists that like she almost stayed like where Spliff Star stayed, even though she wasn't, like the hype girl. Like she was an
Mhm.
actual artist, but
Mhm.
just never really like broke through for whatever reason. Sometimes, you just your talent is strong, but maybe because of who you rocking with, they just outshine you too much. Like Memphis Bleak. Memphis Bleak is
Mhm.
a decent rapper, made some dope songs, like hit the charts.
Yeah.
But you with Jay-Z, and it's like, ah,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you just
Yeah.
never really get the shine that you want. I
Yeah.
mean, dang near, Fat Joe and Big Pun. When Pun was alive, rest in power, it was like you
Mhm.
didn't really care about Joe that much. You just kind of like we kind of already got the Puerto Rican seat filled. Like we kind of good.
See, that's you. I'm over here like, you know. All I know is I was mad at him when he was talking about he don't want to be a player no more, and Joe was on that singing
Mm,
and all the things. I was like, it was so everywhere. I was like, my God, because I'm just, I was like,
yeah,
I'm just that person that's like, be good to the girl, don't be a player, please don't be a player.
yeah.
But he was doing his thing, and
He was. And he
he
was
went
saying,
everywhere.
and he was with you. He recognized the error in his ways. He was like, you know what? I don't want to do this. I don't want to do
Yes,
it.
don't
Even
be a
though
player
most of the
anymore. We need
yeah,
you to not be a player. But yeah, he was doing his thing. So that's the
I
I
like it.
like that you put
Yeah,
those together.
yeah,
So
yeah.
and then I think you definitely have to give it to um I gotta give it to the Brat too though.
Okay.
The
That's
Brat
a
was having me what the
yeah.
Sims, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then when the brat switched up on us,
Mm-hmm.
it was in the "How do you like it" video,
All right.
and like dudes was like, "Yo,
That's who? That's who?
like Capo, who that woman?" Like that is exactly what happened. The brat was like, "I will switch it on you. Y'all don't know.
Yo, that is a solid list.
You
That
like
is
it?
a
Okay."
solid list. You got Queen Latifah, Lauren Hill, MC Light, Rod Digger, and Da Brat. That's fire.
Okay.
That's
I'm
fire.
glad you
That's fire.
approve. I'm glad
Great
you
job.
approve.
Great
Thank
job.
you.
You
'Cause that was
survived.
that's
You
pressure.
survived.
I need whoever is watching this to understand the level of pressure I was just under in that moment. Okay?
Oh, they know it because they were loving watching you squirm. I mean, it's part of
Because
the
you see me over here just trying to throw in the filler, like, yeah, and then summoning all of my hip hop, like, God,
right.
please give me all the hip hop and lay
All
thine
of it.
hip hop energy upon me. Okay.
Like maybe
So
if I stand up and do the running man, it'll come back to me. What was I listening to when I was doing this?
that's what I'm
Oh,
saying. Like,
oh, oh.
yes,
All
yes.
right. All right. I appreciate that. So let's begin. First
Mhm.
off, Audra, where are you from?
I'm originally from Detroit, Detroit,
Detroit.
Michigan. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Michigan. Okay, the Motor City. So you were proud of the Lions? Did you watch football or no?
Do I watch it? I do not watch it.
Don't
But
watch
was I
football.
proud of the Lions? Absolutely.
There you go.
Yes.
Were you proud of 8 Mile?
The movie, I mean, it was great to see. The funny part is that when the movie came out, like it's wonderful to see Detroit get shine, but
Mhm.
it's also kind of crazy when the movie came out and then everybody like, hey, I'm like, yeah, I'm from Detroit. They're like, oh, you from 8 Mile? I'm like, first of all, this is not like 8 Mile is not a city. You know what I'm saying? Like it is literally a street. Like I am not from the street.
Yeah.
8 Mile.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's weird how people do that when you're either if you're from somewhere, even if you're just visiting someplace and you're telling them where you live, if you say you live in LA, like
Mhm.
they tend to think that you walk around LA just like bumping into celebrities everywhere. It's just like, oh, have you seen Denzel and Mariah Carey out there? It's like, I mean,
Like
they're
there ain't no
probably there.
street. They're there,
Probably there,
not
but
on the
I
street.
don't you don't just see them at In and Out. Like, all right, so
That's true.
so
Even
you were
though I ran into Common one time, and
oh
I was
yeah?
like, "Yeah, I'm from Detroit," and he was like, "You went to Cass?" I was like, "You know what? How does everybody know? Is that the only high school that people know in Detroit?" I think
Oh,
it
he
is.
was right.
He was right. I was like, "Look, don't be stalking me, Common. Stop."
That
No.
makes it even better is that he was right. You're like, yes.
Yes, because that's the default high school. 8 Mile
Yeah.
is the default street.
That's
That's
it.
it.
That's it. And building cars is the default
That's
occupation. It's
it.
like
That's all people ever
that's
do.
all it is
Everything.
in
Mhm.
Detroit. Okay, so you're born in Detroit.
Yeah.
What was your childhood like?
So, um, let's see. I was raised an only child. Here it's a little complicated
Okay.
and unique. I was raised an only child, but I have six sisters and a brother.
Oh,
No, sorry, five sisters and one brother.
wow.
I'm my daddy's baby. And
Wow.
so, but my siblings were all old enough to be my mom, and two of them were older than my mom.
That is unique.
Yes.
You title that properly. That is
Yeah.
very unique.
Yeah.
Can you break that down for us just a little
So,
bit? We confused.
so yeah. So my dad is actually 2 years older than my grandmother. So I know that just
Okay,
confused you.
I
I did
said
that
we
on purpose. I
confused,
did it on purpose.
and then you
That was me just taking it to the next level of confusion. So my parents are 19 years apart.
okay.
And so yeah, my dad
And
had me when he was
that's common.
54. Yeah.
Wow.
So so growing up, it was, I was kind of the creative one in a sense. And I don't. We'll talk about the story aspect of me growing up. But I was creative. Wrote my first song at 8 years old. I was in theater from ninth grade to 12th grade. Um, Wrote songs for the plays that we did. And so I was just very creative. I would write stories and all types of things. So, um, but I also had some of my own, like kind of personal
Hmm.
uh, struggles and things of that sort as well. Uh, and I can dive on into that, or
Now
we
we'll get to it. I want to know more about
yeah.
this songwriting and story writing. Do you
Hmm.
remember your first song?
Okay, so I cannot remember the title, but I remember it was inspired by, I think. Now I'm dating myself here. Do not judge me, and if you do, I'm gonna be upset about it, and we not gonna be cool no more. So, um, I believe I believe it was Peebo Bryson
Okay.
came out with a new song, or either him or, but it was a song called, I think, "Rub Up Against You." I think that was the name of the song.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know, but
Kind of
I
sound
was
like Peebo. That kind of sound like it could have been Peebo right there.
it could have been. It could have been. So I was like, okay, I want to write a song too, just because I heard it on the radio and I was like, I want to write a song. So I wrote a song because I heard that song. And then I wound up asking for a karaoke player for Christmas, and I got that. And I fell in love with Eric Clapton's song, um, Tears from Heaven.
Tears from Heaven. That was a good
Yeah.
one.
And I would
Yeah,
literally
that was
sit
a good
there and listen to it, and I would like cry, like I would feel it.
one. Wow.
And I was just like, "Oh my gosh." And I was just it brought up so much emotion.
Hmm.
So, yeah, like that's kind of what I started doing. I think that was my first song. It was inspired by Peebo Bryson. Or no, it was Freddie Jackson. My bad. Freddie Jackson.
Ah,
Yes.
your family had you listening to the good
You
stuff.
already know.
Had you
This
listening to the
Detroit.
good stuff.
This
Yeah,
Detroit.
it's
Like
Detroit.
it's gonna
Well,
be smooth jazz and R&B.
that's right.
That's what we do. And
That's
and and
right.
Nita's gonna be playing because
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Wow. So, do you remember any of the song?
I don't remember that. I do remember a song that I wrote when I had my first heartbreak in high school, though.
Do
Um,
tell.
God, you know what? We gonna fight. I just need you to know, because people, I was not prepared for any of this at all. I just want to say that this is all your fault, sir. You bringing up all these memories. Let me see. Now I have to actually remember the song. Uh,
I mean, I'll give you a second.
Thinking About You. That's what it was called. It was called Thinking
Thinking
About
about
You.
you.
And it was
Hmm.
we had just broken up, and this was the first song I ever wrote like all the way through in 15 minutes. And
Oh
I
wow.
wrote it with tears dripping onto the page. It was so dramatic. Like it was my
Wow.
first love, like tears dripping, thinking about you. What else can I do? 'Cause I love you. Um, Lord, I don't even remember the rest. But yeah, it was something like that.
Okay.
And I
So
was
it
like,
wasn't like a we broke up and I wrote a I hate you so much right now kind of song. It was
you
more like
know what? I was actually surprised. I'm being honest with you. I thought it was gonna be that song. I
hmm,
wanted it to kind of be that song.
hmm.
But I was like, and I even in the song, I acknowledged that I want to be key in your car or something like that. But all I can say is, I'm thinking about you. That I literally wrote some lyrics in there that alluded to the fact that I was not able to write an angry song.
Uh,
So yeah,
how old were you around this time?
I believe, yeah, I was like 16.
Around 16.
Yeah.
Wow. So you've been like very emotionally in touch, like for a long time. Like, and a lot of creatives are.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of emotion.
I'm very much an empath. I didn't know what that term was at the time, of course, but I was the kind of person where in middle school, like I had friends confide in me and tell me someone told me about, a family member molesting them, things like that. Like people felt comfortable enough to share things with me. And um and I had compassion, like
Yeah.
it was this level of empathy that it was just, I guess it came pretty natural to me, I'll say. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Okay. And then from, the research I did, I find out that a couple of years after you write this full length love song, you
Mhm.
have an incident happen. And at 18.
Not at 18,
Oh, I thought it said 18.
18 months.
Oh. Also, 15 years and 4 months before that.
Hmm. Yeah. And I think that's so I'll share what that, you want me to share what the incident was? Go ahead and go there or no?
So you know it in detail.
So,
Hold on. This is what I want you to do. I'm about to ask you to do something
uh,
that because I know you're gonna do tons of interviews and you're gonna do all this, promo, and everybody's gonna want to know because it's such a great story. So here at Pod is Good, I'm gonna have you do something that is a little different. So I'm introducing this segment called the tipping point. And so what you're gonna do is you're gonna tell me the story,
hmm
this moment,
hmm
this pivotal moment in your superhero origin story.
okay.
But I want you to tell it, you're an author. I want you to tell it in third person. And I want you to
I
give me,
swear. I thank God that I talk to myself in third person enough that I have practiced this.
all right, so here it is, the tipping point, Audra Bryant, your origin story. Go.
Audra was burned at 18 months old. Her scars were on her chest, her neck, and her shoulder.
Hmm.
She spent years and years and years trying to get rid of her scars, from compression vests to injections, surgeries, uh, but they stayed with her, and she never looked in the mirror until she was 25 years old because she didn't want to see her scars. So, this created a lot of things, a couple different things for Audra. She she learned to hide for the first time when she was 3 years old, and she went to dance class and she had to wear a unitard, and the unitard showed her scars, and people came up to her, the kids in the class came up to her and said, "What's that? What's going on? What is that?" And she was frightened. She really pushed them away and she felt very shameful about those scars. And she asked her teacher if she could wear a t-shirt over her unitard, and the teacher said, "No, we all need to be in uniform." And so Audra quit dance class. And from that moment, she spent the rest of her, up until 25 years old, wearing t-shirts and turtlenecks to make sure that she covered her scars so nobody would see. And that experience created tension in relationships. It created uh, self esteem issues. Uh, and barriers as it pertained to her career. One thing it did create as well, however, is that it did create a level of empathy and compassion for others who experienced similar things or who also had scars of their own. So, yeah.
Wow. Wow. Well done. Well
Thank-
done. First off, you that was the first ever tipping point, and you nailed it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've never done that before. Um, that was awesome. That's I am sure that that story. You know how they say like you know talk about your pain because people will be able to relate to you. And oftentimes when we have a pain, we feel like it's just us. Maybe
Yeah.
because that specific pain is very unique to you,
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean that there's not a relatable factor in your pain for someone else.
Yes.
So, from that tension that you spoke of,
Hmm.
there had to be a moment that um, released you.
Yes, there was.
Okay, tell us about that. And you don't have to
So,
talk in third person anymore.
okay, cool. Because that would have been awkward. I'm sorry. um, so at 25 years old, again, I'm a creative. I love writing songs. I love writing songs that can encourage people and things like that. I just, you know, I always felt like, I was the one that my friends would come to try to get advice or, and I love that. I love to help people. And I knew what it was like to need encouragement.
Hmm.
And so at 25 years old, I um I had a revelation because one of the things that I always felt when it came to my scars is that I felt like I was alone. I wasn't a part of a burn survivor community or a group. So I was the only one that had these physical scars. I didn't wear the things like all the girls that, at 12 years old, they're 13, 14, they're wearing tank tops and, they have cleavage, they're doing their thing and, dressing kind of, you know, dressing a little more grown up. And here I am, t shirts and turtlenecks, not feeling very feminine and beautiful.
Hmm.
And so at 25, the revelation I had was that, and it's like I felt like God just dropped it in my spirit, was everybody has scars.
Hmm.
Some on the outside and some on the inside. And
Hmm.
that was the first time I ever felt like I wasn't alone. That
That's
was the
good.
first time.
That's really good.
And I was just like, whoa.
That's powerful.
I did not, because I didn't know. You literally are in your own world when you have scars of any sort.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you feel like I'm the only one losing.
Hmm.
And so then I said, okay, well let me go out, let me encourage people, let me help people with this, right?
Yeah.
And then I heard that I felt another tap on the shoulder and it felt like God was like, well, how are you going to encourage anybody if you won't even look at yourself in the mirror? And I said, well, touche, God, okay. So I have to look. I said, okay, because you can't argue with that. It
You
was just
really can't. You really can't.
like I'm trying to get out here, do my thing, and like, come on, let's make it pop. And it's like, no, 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 sweetheart, hold on.
Slow down.
You hold on. You have to look in the mirror first.
Mm.
You have to have your own breakthrough, essentially.
Yeah.
You have to be able to accept yourself.
Yeah.
And so that began a process of about 6 months of me taking it step by step. Because again, I was used to jumping in the shower, put the towel on, bypass mirrors, go put my clothes on, and then look in the mirror if I need to do something else.
Wow.
And so it started with quick glances.
Hmm.
So it's like, up, that's enough. Up, that's enough. And then over time, it became longer lingers. And then I got curious. And then it was just like, then eventually I had to touch. My shoulder scar was the worst because it was just like, oh, this is bumpy and ugly and I hate it. But eventually it got easier to look at, it got easier to accept
Yeah.
and to embrace. And so then I had to let people see me
Mm.
for the first time
Yeah.
since dance class when I was 3 years old.
Wow.
I went to, at 25, I went to a pool party with my choir members. So this is the church choir. And I'm like, yep, I'm wearing a two piece.
Okay.
I'm wearing a two piece and I'm not going to take a t shirt.
At
And
all.
I'm like, y'all can judge my two piece and think I'm trying to be fast if you want to, but this is my breakthrough. And it
Right. This is
really
something
was.
bigger. This is
This
way bigger than the two piece.
exactly. And I, I went there and I was expecting, and when I say expecting, I was expecting everybody to stare at me like
Mm.
the little kids did when I was in third grade. And they were just, again, they were just curious.
Yeah.
But I thought they were going to stare at me and ask me all types of questions.
Yeah.
What's that? What happened to you? But when I say I walked into that pool party and nobody paid attention to my scars,
Mm.
it was like it was like they weren't there. And years later, when I wrote my book, they were like, "Wait a minute, you were insecure about your scars? You didn't seem like that." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Are y'all crazy? I was in there sweating bullets. Y'all need to understand my pain." So they did not understand it.
Yeah.
And that just was a reminder that a lot of times our scars, the things that are heaviest on our spirits and in our spirit, is not that big a deal to other people.
That's true.
Like you might think this is the worst part about yourself and you need to hide it. And
Yeah.
there's somebody around you or multiple people around you that are like, I am ready to embrace that. Whether it's a little, some rolls or something, or
Right.
whether it's, a scar, or whether it's, this thing happened to me when I was 7 years old and I'm not the same person I used to be. Somebody is like, I want to love you though. You
Yeah.
deserve love. So yeah.
No, that is incredible. And that's a very great note at the end because I do think that everybody knows that there's no such thing as perfection, but everybody wants to be perfect.
Yes. Yes. Because there's no vulnerability in perfection.
Right.
The vulnerability is when you've done the best you can and you still come up
Mm.
short, so to speak.
Yeah.
And nobody wants people to see them in a space that doesn't feel like a powerful space to be in. But the beautiful part about life is that when you are the most vulnerable is when you see who really, really, truly is there for you and loves you for real, for real.
For real, for real.
Yeah,
And you'll never know until that moment.
exactly. Because when you riding high, it's like you don't really need anybody. You're doing your
Exactly.
thing. But when all of that is kind of taken from you or put on hold for a season,
Yeah.
you get to tap into who really loves me for real
Yeah.
when I don't have everything to give, who can see me in my dark moments and still think I'm amazing.
Those are the people you keep around.
You got to.
Those are the people you keep around. All
Yeah.
right. You mentioned
Hmm.
the book, and we're gonna get into that.
Hmm.
However, we're about to play a game.
Oh, Lord. How did I know?
I want to break the tension up just a little bit. This specific game, this game right here
Uh oh.
is called. You're gonna love this.
Oh,
This
my.
is called. This is the lyric quiz.
Oh, good.
Finish the bar.
Okay.
Finish the bar. You told me that your favorite rapper was Common, right? You
Yeah.
told me. You even mentioned Common earlier because you
I
wanted
did,
to
didn't I?
guess your high school like that. Because it is only one high school
I
and
know it's only one high school in Detroit,
one
apparently.
street in Detroit. That's
On
it.
and one street. That's it.
That's
That's
it.
all we got,
Everybody
y'all.
live. That's it. I don't know why you keep acting like it's more in Detroit. So I'm gonna put some lyrics on the board. I'm gonna go ahead and rhyme the opening lyric, and I need you to finish the bar for me.
Okay.
There are three songs.
Okay.
Okay, three songs. Let's see how you do. All right, first song. This is street radio for unsung heroes riding in the Regal, trying to stay legal.
Wait, hold on. When you said I would put it on the screen, I was
Yeah,
like, "Oh, is it gonna be multiple choice on the
uh,
screen?" What I had thought.
that is a good idea. That's a good idea.
Cause okay.
Dio for unsung hero riding in the Regal, trying to stay legal.
See, that's the part I know. I don't know the next part. That's if you would have said this is street rape video, I would have said for unsung hero. See, you messing me up right here. That's
I,
I don't
I,
know.
I asked for too much.
That's too
Okay,
much.
my daughter found Nemo. I found a new primo. Yeah, you know how we do. We do it for the people.
People. See, that was
Okay.
beautiful. That was
Okay. All right. All
beautiful.
right. That
I,
was one.
okay.
You didn't get that one. You didn't.
I didn't at
Okay.
all.
All right. Here goes number two. Number two. I met this girl when I was 10 years old, and what I love most, she had so much soul.
Okay. You know
I'm
what?
getting
First
her.
of all, let me
I'm
just tell
getting her,
you.
y'all. I'm
Let me
getting
tell
her.
you what's happening right now. Everyone is judging me, and they're like, you know what? I liked her story and stuff. She was cool, but right now it is an absolute no for me, dog. And
You
I
know
hear
what?
it. I hear the judgment.
I,
I
I,
feel it in their spirits. They're
I
just
need I
like
need to I need to put out a disclaimer that I don't tell my guests
anything
every
is
everything
what
that's
anything. So I need you to understand. Like it'd
oh,
be nice if I would have just he like, what who is your favorite rapper? I'm like, can I sing along to the song? Can we, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not like a hip hop head like that.
no, but I love your idea of multiple choice. That
I
is
need that. I need
that
some
is really good. And
more.
this gets better each time. The first time I did it was with a DJ La La Land, and she was um oh, I didn't have. You see how like I'm telling you a line and then
Yeah,
I'm showing you the next line. I
yeah.
didn't have that. I just told her what it was. So with you, I added the second line, but now your multiple choice. You see, it's getting better each time.
Okay,
The next
cool.
time I'll probably they can be happy that Audra came on and now they get multiple choice.
Thank you. Because I'm just saying, I don't, because people be like, you don't like Common, like you don't really, you don't. I don't believe you though. Like, and I'm like, look, okay, I know it's the third one.
Hold on, hold
Let's
on,
see what
hold
we
on.
can
So
do.
hold on, I gotta tell you the rest of that one was.
Oh yes.
I met this girl when I was 10 years old, and what I loved most, she had so much soul. She was old school when I was just a shorty. Never knew through my life she would be there for me. I messed up the rhythm completely, but okay, last one. Now
Okay.
this one, come on, you gotta. I'm throwing you a softball here. You 0 and 2.
Okay. Hey.
You 0 and 2, but right now you get to knock this one out the park. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right. I never knew a love like this. Gotta be something for me to write this.
Queen, I ain't seen you in a minute. But something finally for the something like that. But you see
Queen,
what I'm
I ain't
saying?
seen
I was
you in
right
a
there. I
minute.
had the queen part. The
Wrote
queen
this
part.
letter and finally
And
decide to
he
send it.
sure did finally decide to send it. There we go.
Good job.
That
Good job.
is, I got like, what was that? That's
You got
like
half a point. You got
half a point.
you
See what I'm
kind of got like
saying?
yeah, just
Hey, hey.
you got like half a point. And but hey, you get a lot of credit for at least being in the game. That's the fun part. Everybody
Well,
They
thank
they they want to make fun of fun.
I
Remember,
get you do. When you just holler at me when you got the multiple choice, and then I can redeem myself because that otherwise it's not fair. Uh, I mean,
I was just trying to follow the theme of vulnerability. You see, we talked
this
about
is
when
me
you're
being
being your most
vulnerable right
vulnerable.
now. This
Exactly. I just wanted to let them see that live, the vulnerable, so they can connect even more. This was all a plan. You see what I'm
Well,
saying?
you know what? I appreciate that. He's like, I want to thoroughly embarrass you so that you can feel vulnerable in front of people that don't know you and they go judge you and be like, girl, get your life together. And then next thing you know, they're gonna be like, I know Common. Let him see this. So you can get extra embarrassed. And then he gonna be like, girl, get your life right in my
And,
comments and
and
my
then
DM
and and
stuff.
then this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get Common on the show and do finish the bar with Audra's song lyrics and be
You
like,
know
yeah,
what?
Common,
That is great.
yeah,
I think you
Common,
should. Cause yeah, comment. I need you to know my songs and stuff. Like
exactly.
I have a song called Scars. Do you know the lyrics to that?
Right, right. Why you so high and mighty?
Like, why you worried about whether it was on the radio or not? It ain't none of your business.
At all. And nobody can brought that up. Not at all. All right, so back to Audra. So the book is titled "I Got Scars, Baby." Hold on,
Yeah,
is it like that? Is it like
yes.
braggadocious like that? I
It
got
it
scars, baby.
it absolutely is.
It's
Like
that.
I
Okay.
so I wrote my song called Scars. And the first lyric in there is, I've got scars, baby.
Mm,
That's literally it. So that's where it came from. It took me 10 years to write that song because I wanted to write a song about my scars, but every time I tried, it was so sad and
mm,
depressing. And I was like, this don't feel right. Like I don't want to be like, whoa, it's me, scars. Like that don't nobody want to hear that. Okay. Not saying that that would have been wrong if that's what I felt, but I felt like I wanted to write something. I wasn't ready to write it. I'll say that. It wasn't that I felt like I wanted to write it a particular way. I just wasn't ready at the time to write the song I wanted to write. And so when I was ready, when I had embraced my scars, that's when I was able to write the song Scars. And so I named the book I've Got Scars, Baby, How to Embrace Your Scars and Power Your Purpose. And
mm,
so, it's more of a personal like kind of a personal empowerment memoir type of a thing.
yeah.
So I have questions for people to actually at the end of every chapter for them to kind of examine their own story. And yeah,
Mhm. Okay. Okay. So, okay. Before we go any further, where can people get the book? Because I know they want it already. Like, just
yay!
the lead up is. I know you probably feel like, oh, we was just talking, but trust me, like your personality, your character, your glow, your sense of humor, all those things are just jumping off the screen. So I know that anybody watching is like, oh, I like her. Oh, she's so
Aw,
cool. What is she? What does she do? She got a song. How can I listen to that song? I want to hear it. When she got a book, I
aw.
want to. I'm telling you. I'm telling
Well,
you.
well, first of all, thank you to anyone who feels that way. I really appreciate you. And yes, please, you can get it on Amazon. So I've got scars, baby. How to Embrace Your Scars, Empower Your Purpose. You can get that on Amazon. And if you want to see the music video for my song Scars,
Hmm,
just Google. You can go to my website, and it'll have a YouTube link under media, or you can actually just Google. You can put it in YouTube, Audra Bryant Scars, and the video will pop up. And that that video for me, I'll say this: you know that you are used to hiding yourself when your own mama is like, I'm gonna need you to like, she like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to slut it up a little bit. Yeah, pretty much. She like, show some legs or something. Like, what you doing? Like, get it together.
slut it
So
up a little
your
bit,
own mama, like your
just a
own
little
church
bit.
going mama, your own church going mama is like,
Ooh,
get it together. You got too much clothes on. Like, come on.
wow.
So the music video for the song Scars, I went there with it.
Hmm,
And I went there body paint and all the things
hmm,
because it's a first time of really expressing myself and letting people see me through my music and from a through a creative means.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
And so you said I'm sorry, I'm gonna jump back into to your works of art, but you said
Mhm,
it took you 10 years
mhm.
to write the song.
Yeah.
What made you want to write it so bad? Because I know as an artist,
Mhm,
you can get an idea for a song in a moment,
mhm.
but sometimes you try it, sometimes you don't. But after time passes by, then you kind of like, I want something else now. Like I
Yeah.
want to do something different now. But this meant so much that it followed you for 10 years. Like what was the reason for that?
Yeah. So I wanted to feel triumphant when it came to my scars. Like I my scars were the bane of my existence for so long. They were my enemy. They were the thing I hated most about myself.
Wow.
Like if you it's kind of like it's like a frenemy type of thing. Like this person that you see all the time, you can't stand this person or you can't stand whatever that thing is, but it's always with you or this person is always having to be there.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
to see them every day. So that's what it was, and I was so angry and resentful. And I said to myself though, and it popped in my head like I want to write a song about my scars. It popped into my mind. And again, I would try periodically throughout the years. I would just start singing some stuff.
Yeah.
And it was just, woe is me. I'm so sad. The melody, it didn't flow. Like it was static.
Hmm. It didn't feel triumphant the way you wanted it
It
to feel.
didn't feel triumphant. It didn't like it felt like I was a victim, very much so.
Right.
And it didn't feel good. And so, but I kept throughout the years, just from time to time. I didn't belabor it. I wasn't sitting there trying to make myself write it,
Yeah.
but I would just kind of see what comes out. And what came out for so many years was just sadness. And I in retrospect, it was because I wasn't ready. I
Yeah.
hadn't really accepted the scars. And so I said, all right then. I am I'll just let it be until one day I I actually started sharing my story. I posted something on Facebook, and I posted a photo of myself with my scars
Hmm.
out, so you can actually really see them. And I was just flabbergasted at the response.
Wow.
I was like, wait a minute, what? I didn't know this was a thing. I
Wow.
didn't know people would have responded that way. So I wrote the song. I think I actually posted right after I wrote the song. But for some reason, I finally gotten to that point of acceptance, and the song came in like 10 minutes.
That says a lot. That says a lot. And
Yeah,
that art imitates life.
yeah,
So there's a possibility that you kept going to this sad song before because even though you wanted it to be something else inside, it really was still sad.
hmm
So something that took you 10 minutes to do took you 10 years to get there.
exactly. What did they say? 20 years to become an overnight success.
Right.
That's what comedians say all the time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that's the case when it comes to our scars, whether
Hmm.
they're emotional or physical. It's like it's the work on yourself
Yeah.
that it takes. And that's why I do what I do now is I try to get people there faster
Yeah.
because the steps for me was acknowledging my scars, then embracing my scars, and then becoming empowered by my scars. But you have to acknowledge the stuff. And
Yeah.
so I finally started to really acknowledge that part of me and allowed myself to let it be seen by other people. So yeah, it took some time, but that's what happened. And whenever I would perform the song,
Hmm.
people would come up to me and they would show me their scars. So
Wow.
the song wasn't really for me.
Yeah.
It was really for other people. And I was like, wait a minute. So this is the whole thing.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
was like, wait,
Yeah.
people are showing their scars. I got to do something with this. And that's where this whole purpose fulfilled and coaching and workshops and speaking and all of
Hmm.
that, because I'm like, and podcasts, like all of that comes from a place of like, hey, I don't want y'all to spend all this time fighting your fighting yourself, fighting yourself and preventing yourself from being free.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and you don't even know you're doing it, but it's the scars. When they ugly, and you don't want to look at them. You
Like
just
they say,
don't.
they say the worst scars are the ones that people can't see.
Exactly, and that's why I'm not the face of the burn survivor, like,
Hmm.
community. I'm not, because I can hide my scars. So
Hmm.
my scars are more about like the people who had that thing that happened to them when they were 10 years old and they don't want to tell anybody, and but it's eating them alive, and
Yeah.
it's preventing them from having healthy relationships. And so,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I do want to say there's a light at the end of the rainbow. I don't want anybody to ever feel like there's not the empowerment aspect. This is about turning your scars into your superpower. And the very thing that was the you felt like it was the worst part about you can be the platform that you stand on to empower yourself and somebody else. And so I
Wow.
just want people to know that for sure.
Yeah. Wow. That's really good. That's really good. Was there ever a time in this journey that you held any resentment or a hatred for whoever caused this? Because it's happened at such a young
Mhm.
time in your life. It's not, I mean, it's like you were supposed to be being protected. So then by the time you really start figuring these things out, by the time these girls are coming at you in dance class, it's like it's that moment like stole some of you for a long time.
Mhm.
Did you ever hold anything against whoever or why ever that happened?
So when I was 18 months old, I was under my father's care, and I pulled a cup of coffee off the table onto myself.
Mm,
And so, could I have held a grudge and said, "Daddy, why weren't you paying attention?" and blah 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 blah? But I never, that was never actually, and I'm not gonna even say why. That was never a thing for me, and I'm very much a daddy's girl.
mm,
Like, I always felt very loved by my father and my mother, So it wasn't so much about blaming my dad or anything. And then one of the things I did when I was doing research for my book, because my dad passed away 18 years ago,
mm.
and so um, I asked my brother, like, "Hey, how did Dad feel about my scar?" And my brother was like, "Every time he would see you, he just felt a lot of guilt. Like, even when you were like a teenager, if a little part of it showed, like, you could kind of see. He's like, I could see him looking and see the guilt."
Yeah.
And no, I never felt that I needed to hold anything against him. I think if anything, it was just like, God, why did this happen? It's not like I even blamed God. I just was like, I want to be normal.
Yeah.
Why can't I just be normal?
Yeah.
Normal. So
And so the book is done, the
mhm,
song is done, the word is out.
the
So
word's out.
to anybody out there that picks up the book for the first time or, double clicks on the song for the first time, what is Audra hoping that they get from it?
I hope they get to take a glimpse into their own lives, at their own story, and they can see that they don't have to be ashamed of that, whatever that is.
Hmm.
And they can have a sense. I want to encourage them toward their own freedom. If that's something that, because everybody is not the same. Some people, they've been through some stuff. They like, child, whatever, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
And that's wonderful. But I'm talking to the people where it's like, for some reason, you can't let people in.
Hmm.
For some reason, you can't hold on to your confidence. You can't hold on to the career path that you really want. You can't hold on to the relationship and the person. You won't let people love you. I want those people to take a look at their own lives, to look at their scars, to look in the mirror of their lives. Because I had physical scars, so I had to look into a physical mirror. But when you have emotional scars, the mirror is your actual life experience, your life experiences, and how you interact with others and how others interact with you. If you look at those things, what does it say? Does it say I'm worthy of all the love and care and joy? Or is it saying something else?
That's good. Hope y'all heard that. I hope y'all heard that. That's straight from Audra Bryant right there.
Ah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Audra, I knew a few facets of your life
Mhm.
before this.
Yes.
I know a lot more about you now. I'm very proud, forever that's worth, whatever that's worth. I'm very proud that you've arrived at this place, that you've had those, that shift, because
Yeah.
that shift is massive. I always say like, we are the minority in God's plan for us, and so right now you're taking this tragic accident, because really, for an 18-month-old, that's tragic.
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
and you chose not to blame. You chose not to hold anything against anybody else. Unfortunately, you held it for you.
Yeah, I
I
did.
know that
I did.
that did what it did across these years, but I think it has also empowered you, almost like you said earlier, tension. It's like the longer something gets held and held and held, it springs with even more power. I
Yeah.
feel like that's you right now. Like you are just bursting out with this huge amount of power, and I can see how many will be blessed by the work that you've done and the work that's been done in you. That is very awesome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I appreciate you inviting me on to share on your platform. And yeah, I just don't want anybody to experience the self harm, the blame, the I just don't want people to go through that. It's
Yeah,
like you are so worthy of having a better life experience.
yeah,
Like, it sucks. It sucks. It freaking sucks to be in that space where you cannot give yourself the love that you deserve because of this thing
right.
that was out of your control.
Yeah, yeah,
That's You deserve better. You really do. But it takes work. It just takes work. I will say that. I wish it was easy and it could have just been handed to me. But that, I think, God is amazing where the tragedies really do turn into triumphs.
mm,
It really do. But you have to do the work on yourself in order for that to actually happen.
yeah,
And it's a beautiful thing, but you got to look in the mirror first. That's the first start.
yeah.
So, yeah.
And that was a bar right there. You got to look in the mirror first, and then your thing was look. That was really good. I caught that. I caught
That's
that.
it. That's it. Oh,
Crisscross.
th- you see what I'm saying?
Crisscross.
That's my miggity Mac. See, that's what I threw that
No,
in
it's
there
that
right
you got to
quick.
look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying?
Ah,
Like,
there you
you know what I'm
go.
saying?
Come
That's
on.
fire.
Come on. Okay, so really quick, it's funny because I totally forgot about this until this moment.
Okay.
But if you are in LA and you do want to come and look in the mirror, and
Mm,
we can look in the mirror together, I
mm.
will be holding a workshop tomorrow at IKEA in Burbank.
That's
So we
awesome.
are going to be looking in our mirrors and
Yeah.
assessing ourselves. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. So come on down.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Please go down. What is today's date? The 23rd?
Today is the 22nd, so it's on the
22nd.
23rd.
The 23rd. The 23rd. Meet Audra Bryant at IKEA in Burbank to look in the mirror.
Yep.
I
Let's do
dig
it.
that. I feel like that. I mean, you turned it into a bar at the end, but I honestly feel like that was one of the biggest gems from this episode that
Mhm.
anyone can take was the take your time, giving yourself time. When you talked about not looking at in the mirror at all for
Yeah.
years, to
Mhm.
then just going and kind of glancing, to then the longer lingering look, like that's massive because you can take that from a relationship gone wrong, like whether it's a family member you haven't talked to in years or personal, anything. Take your time. A lot of us, when we've had that energy of like, okay, I'm changing this, we want to like change it right away.
Yeah.
And it took a long time to get there. It takes a long time to get back.
Yeah.
That is that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah. And it's kind of like if you're trying to lose weight
Yeah.
and it's like you trying to drop 30 pounds. You're not gonna drop 30 pounds likely in 2 days. And I hope not.
And people
Unless
be
you got a
trying.
30-pound backpack on and you just take that off and there
Right.
you go. But that's usually not how it goes. So
Right.
um yeah, it takes some time, but it's one of those things where it really is worth it, and it's just worth it.
Yeah.
Take some steps, and if you need help with the steps, get the help that you need.
Ladies and gentlemen, Audra Bryant has taught you how to be a superhero. Please go and get her book. I've got scars, baby. Go listen to her song, Scars, and just go be a part. Go to IKEA. And if you can't make it to Burbank, just find an IKEA. Go to IKEA, say,
Yes.
Audra sent me. Go look at yourself, and then go find her on social media and say, Audra, I did it, girl. Thank you. Like,
Okay. Okay. You just gave me an idea. I need to do a virtual mirror situation.
I love it.
Okay, we gonna
I
do
love
that.
it. That's what's up. Audra, thank you so much. As we end the show, I will say pod is good. You say all the time. I will say all the time. You say pod is good. You got me?
Yes.
Pod is good.
All the time.
And all the time.
Pot is good.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I will see you soon.
All right. Thank you.
All right, now. All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed another amazing episode. Did I tell you you were going to feel empowered? Did I say that you were going to feel motivated? And the story of Audra Bryant is an incredible story. You have a story too. We all have a story. And I think that's the beauty of what she's done with her book and the song and her whole movement is to say that we all have something inside, whether it be a self doubt, whether it be a pain, inside, outside. We have something that might be the thing that if we stop hiding it and actually put it in front of the world and stand on it as our own vulnerable identifying truth, we can conquer that thing and help somebody else conquer their own demons, their own pains, their own scars. If you enjoyed the episode, please like, subscribe, share, whatever. Watch it again, take notes, meet Audra over at IKEA. Go to IKEA yourself. By the way, we are not sponsored by IKEA. So if you buy anything, you buy something, whatever. It doesn't help us at all. But do your thing. And we will see y'all on the next one. I am Cashmere, California. This is the pot is good. I holla.